Man, okay, this is actually super interesting, and yeah, this is mad interesting. So, I've been seeing this too. Like, it seems like Kanye West is content with his new girlfriend, wife, Bianca, whoever she is, whatever he's doing. It really feels like he is in a good, healthy place. And I don't actually understand. So I just saw this because Candace Owens just covered this. And she was like, why don't you guys just leave Kanye West the hell alone? They keep trying to write all these articles about him, and it's like, it's a thing with cancel culture that I've seen as a person who's like been canceled. Like, probably everybody at this point has been canceled, but there's this thing that people do when they're like, they cancel you and then they feel like it is a real problem with like wokeness. Like, I think people think I'm woke. I'm not woke. I am like awake, but like I'm also not past conversation. Like, I'm always open for conversation, even if my opinion is like drastically different than yours. Now, the problem is, I've got to be honest, like, not many black people are like that. Like, some black people are gonna like die on the hill that they are like standing on, because that's just what it is. So when all the stuff was happening with Kanye West, there are people who literally, instead of like unpacking any arguments or like trying to understand his viewpoints, what they said instead was just like, cancel Kanye West, kill Kanye West. And it was like, damn, like, I know, okay, nobody said all that. Like, you could literally be like, he's anti-Semitic and you don't like what he said. Fine. You don't want to work with him. Fine. Like, he lost the brand deals and the Adidas. Fine. Like, whatever. But like, you can't, like, it doesn't. Here's the thing. Like, when someone does something that's great, like Kanye West put out College Dropout. Like, if he never did anything else, in my personal life, he will always be remembered as like the person who wrote College Dropout, which was great. It will always be great. Like, there's nothing that anyone can do to make it like non great. I will always listen to and love that album. I don't really give a shit what Kanye West does or says, because I can personally separate the art from the artist. I can do that. I gotta say, even like Chris Brown, there's, like I said, I don't like Chris Brown as a person. I'm not going to see him in concert. At the same time, I thought the "Call Me Everyday" video was incredible. Maybe one of the best videos that came out that year. It was really, really good. "Call Me Everyday" video, wow, incredible, incredible. Still don't like him. At the same time, though, like, and maybe I'm a really good example of this. As a person who doesn't like Chris Brown, I don't go on here like stalking out pages, you know what I'm saying? Like, following what he does every day or something. The only thing, I only talk about shit that like comes into my purview. Obviously, like, I support Helen. I've been making content in support of Helen. I don't think that like Helen's career is like premised on Chris Brown's career. It's just that sometimes they cross paths, and when they do, I talk about it in a way that is, I try to be like really unbiased and just pick out the parts that I support as opposed to degrading the parts that I don't. I try to be really intentional about that, because like, I don't hope that Chris Brown dies or anything, not anymore. But like, I definitely did have strong feelings in the past. Um, let's go back though. The thing with Kanye West and the cancel culture that is super interesting, I think that because people believe that he's anti Semitic, this is the thing that pushes things over the line. And because he's like this like icon in the black community, almost everything that he does is supposed to be like analyzed, and the lessons that he learned, that the lessons that society is trying to teach him, they're trying to teach them to an entire race of people, which does not work. It doesn't work. Like, that's a grown ass man. Okay, like, we can like him or we can not. Like, I could do whole video essays on like Kanye West's anti-black woman sentiment. Like, as a human being, as a person, I'm not a supporter of him. I am a supporter. I don't like his choices in women. I don't like actually his choices in fashion. What I do like are his choices in making that one video that was like the one with the girl who literally looks like me. I thought that was incredible. Everybody thought that shit was me. I'm like, that's not me. That's not me. Is it Runaway or something? That was great. Um, Also, he did College Dropout, right? Like that. And I don't know, like I never been a person to like buy Yeezys, but I do care about like entrepreneurship, business, and capitalism. And so when I saw all the shit going on in like Yeezy land and things being canceled and how much money Yeezys were worth or whatever, I was just like reading about it in Forbes, and so that's why I covered those things on this channel. But it doesn't really matter if his business in Yeezys fails or not fails, because here's the thing, like in the black community specifically, like Kanye West is a hero and he like will continue to be so. Now if Kanye West is personally passionate about Yeezy brand and sneakers and really creating a fucking sneaker, like he can do that with whatever little money that he has left if he wants to do that. I just don't really feel like he's passionate about doing that. I really feel like with all of the things that happened and all of because he, imagine how much of himself he invested into those companies and how much he believed in those people who literally turned on him, because he was pretty hardcore in fashion. Like if you really think about all of the things that have been said and that have been done with like him and Vogue and all of the other, just like he was pretty monumental in terms of like fashion and just like trying to make like a literal lane for himself. Yeah, like a literal lane for himself. Um in the fashion world, and I think he did, and I think he did, and I think if he wants to do it again, he will. I think though that like just as a society, we need to learn how to like let people have their lives that don't really have anything to do with us, even after they're canceled. Like after someone is canceled, if what you're personally saying is that like your personal philosophy is just so misaligned with like someone else's that you can't stomach being around them, fine, fine. What you should do is get the fuck away from them. Like leave them alone, but also just know that they will go on and do good things, like have happy moments, live a decent life that has nothing to do with you, okay? Like just let people grow and move on. That's the thing about Kanye West that like I can't understand either, and I think Candace was getting at that exact same point. Like okay, like you guys canceled him and like took all his shit. Now let him go be happy with his girlfriend in Italy. Like I just don't see how it's a problem. Even if it was a problem, like if he was saying something else that you didn't like, if it's not really related to, if it don't apply, let it fly. Right? Like y'all taking shit personal that like, doesn't have anything to do with you. Like this man is not coming for you specifically or your family, so what the fuck do you care? Like everybody can't be like a an oppression Olympics warrior for shit that like y'all just like aren't oppressed by, especially with the like misinformation and lack of like historical knowledge that most of you have. It's like you don't even know shit about anything, but you have strong opinions about stuff. Like how do you have this strong opinion about this thing that like it just doesn't apply to you at all? I'm confused. I'm trying to understand. It ain't making sense to me. I'm just saying. Right?